I love innovation. I love when developers go outside the box and do something new. And that's exactly what they did with this. It's a low budget first person shooter that really, for all the shortcomings that this game has, it does something unique, which is it plants you in a wheelchair. You're a paraplegic and you've got guns and bad guys, and it's got this 80s aesthetic. It's very much like RoboCop and Escape from New York in terms of the vibes that it's giving. But I can't believe that they made a VR game that puts you in a chair, that has joysticks to move, that didn't incorporate the Roto VR Chair, and it's baffling. And you're going to learn a little bit about this game throughout the course of this video, but more, you're going to learn how appalled I am that they didn't use the chair, and I don't know why.
Need this fantasy.
It's not as if the Roto VR Chair has this super small niche following. It doesn't have the same adoption rate as something like bHaptics, but the SDK is completely free. It's unconscionable that they didn't use the chair in a game like this. I use this chair all the time in games like Half-Life Alyx, Pools VR, and even only a while ago, Contractors. Whether it's made for it or not, it just kind of works most of the time. And it has some concessions, but to have a game that puts you in a chair, that with wheels, that it's made to drive around, it's made to kind of maneuver left and right down these hallways, through this cityscape shooting, it's wild. The SDK is free. Like, you're out of excuses. The SDK doesn't cost anything. You're free to and sure, this is probably like a 1 or 2 man show. You know, the scope of this game would go to suggest that. These guys aren't making, Half-Life Alyx. It's not mind-blowing, but for what it is, limitations and blemishes and all of it, it's still an impressive title that's worth checking out, I think. Use my link down below, 10% off. It's a great way of supporting my channel and saving money. But this is the first title since Dig VR that's really had the potential to push the needle on this chair, on this device. In Dig VR, they incorporated the SDK so that when you grip the yoke or the throttle and pulled to the left or the right, the chair would move with you, and it was cool. But that game is boring. It's very just man. And to have a game like this, to be the first to really hunker down and say that this is the first title that is not just a simulator, that really drags you in, that gives you this immersion and makes the most of this chair, to give you that kind of tactile feedback in a game. I mean, thousands of people own this chair. To build a game that puts you in a wheelchair with guns, where you're maneuvering through a cityscape, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they didn't do this. And so call this a review, call it a call to the developers to really hunker down and get this done. I have no idea. But I refuse to play this game again until they incorporate that. And anyone with a chair is going to feel the exact same way. The game itself is, I couldn't do any better. This isn't a bad game, so it's no shade on the developer. It really isn't. Not for the work they've put into this. It's nothing special. The AI bad guys are not something to call home about. And even the animations with these incoming vehicles, it's pretty unimpressive. But as far as these rail shooters go, and something like from the late 90s, early 2000s, it's an impressive title. It's doing something new. It's not by the numbers. It's not cookie cutter. It does feel very 1980s, very RoboCop and Escape from New York. I dig it. But don't you dare make a game like this and not incorporate the chair. And me saying that could be interpreted a couple ways, I think. It could be seen as this elitist has a chair and he's bummed that a bunch of developers haven't gone out of their way to develop for it. That's one way of looking at it, and you'd be wrong. But why would you be wrong? Because unlike bHaptics or ProTube, which make devices that give you feedback and this immersive experience that kind of gives you a thump in the shoulder or pinpointing an impact on your body somewhere, it's something that just makes things better. It doesn't change the game, it makes it better. But the Roto VR Chair actually changes the game. It actually changes how you interact with the whole thing, your entire experience. And I don't mean to boil it down as if it's as simple as just put it on and it's great. But that's kind of what it is. There's a game I'm reviewing that I can't talk about for a few more days, and I love it. It's my favorite game. I've spent hours in it. and it's not designed for the Roto VR Chair. It has no integrated SDK, but using the chair in this game just feels natural, and it adds this like kind of wild immersion, as if I'm going through like a classic Disney ride, but interacting with it. It gives me this momentum and this feedback that is not complimentary. It's actually integral to the game for me in how I enjoy it. And there was a moment where the puck on my head, I'd been playing for hours, and it died, and the chair stopped working. And when I turned left, I almost lost my lunch. I nearly vomited. It was so disorienting and weird. And I realized right then that I had come to rely on it, that the developer had never taken the chair into account, never even crossed their mind. But it meant so much to me and how I behaved within this game that not having it was clearly, from then on, going to make or break my decision to play it in the first place. I won't play this game again without the chair. There's a lot of titles I won't play without the chair. And Roto VR doesn't pay me to say that. I wish they would. Please sponsor an episode. That would be amazing. But I do get like affiliate kickbacks if you buy it, and that'd be awesome of you. But you should never buy a link from me or anyone just because they have an affiliate link. You should buy it because it's something that you desperately want to try and you think that it's going to benefit you in some way. And I can honestly say, whether you believe me or not, I don't care, that the chair just is good. That it does just bring immersion, and that for a large number of games, it doesn't need SDK support. It just works, and it's good, and I love it. But for the last time, to create a game that puts you in a wheelchair, to where the entire gimmick is the chair itself, and you don't give us access to the motorized chair that so many people have, it's a terrible precedent, and I hope they fix it. So, Upload VR has some photos on their site regarding this game. Their footage is much the same as my footage. It seems like if you've played 20 minutes of this, you've played the whole game. Like it's kind of a work in progress, and the trailer doesn't do much more in kind of expanding our view of what this game is. But this photo specifically from Upload VR shown here, you've got these mechanical arms behind you that are, if you lift your hands in the air, the arms kind of articulate like Doc Ock, and they kind of do the work for you. It's like you're puppeteering something. And so these guys have this thing where you're holding two guns and the arms are doing something else in tandem. And so it lends me to think that this game might expand into something more to where you're multitasking and doing some really cool stuff, but I didn't experience that. Upload VR doesn't seem to show any footage of that happening, and I have no idea. If you want this game, I can recommend it just for its old school vibes. But if you own a VR chair and you intend on using it with this game, or if it's just become integral to your life to where you have to use it all the time, as I do, avoid it at all costs because it's nauseating and doubles as stupid. I guarantee. There's no way that you set out to build a game that puts you in a mechanical chair in VR, and through building it over the course of maybe a couple years, maybe more, you don't accidentally stumble upon the Roto VR chair. It's just not possible. These guys have made a pie and they forgot the crust. Like it's everything in terms of like what this game could have been and what it needs to be. And so I hope they get on it. It would be awesome, and that's all I got. So check it out. Links down below. You'll find 10% off if you use my affiliate link, which you'd be supporting my channel and saving money. The Roto VR Chair is also down below. You'll save $50. And lastly, we have this members tier to where you can sign up, get early access to videos, members only videos, and access to marbles, whatever the heck that is. I promise it's a good time, and it's just, I'd love to have you there. There's some stuff we want to do, but we can't start doing it until we have more people in the loop. And that's it. Please subscribe, comment, like, hit that notification bell. You'd be doing my channel a world of good. And Godspeed.